I'm Patty Ann Brown, and you are in the strategy room. With the Nevada caucuses over, it is on to Texas and Georgia and 11 other states and territories. White House hopefuls setting their sights on the high-stakes Super Tuesday contest just days away. Donald Trump, coming off a big Nevada win, Wednesday morning told Fox News he is not backing down from a Texas showdown with Senator Ted Cruz. The billionaire businessman said he expects to beat Republican challengers Senator Marco Rubio of Florida and Ohio Governor John Kasich in their own home states as well. Well, about half of the delegates needed for a Republican candidate to win the GOP nomination are up for grabs. So what can we expect going into Super Tuesday? Joining us now from D.C. are Democratic strategist Joe Lestingi and Republican strategist Ron Bonjean. Welcome to both of you.
Thanks for having us.
All right, the latest polls show Senator Ted Cruz ahead of Trump in Texas. Of course, Cruz is a sitting senator in Texas. Trump says that doesn't concern him. He points out Marco Rubio is a sitting senator in Florida. Trump's leading him in the polls. And John Kasich is the sitting governor in Ohio, and Trump is beating him. So Trump says, quote, "The only one I have to do is Texas. I will focus on it. I'm very close." So, Joe, can Trump defeat Cruz in Texas?
Actually, I think he can. And when he does that, if he does that, this thing's going to fall apart really quickly. Because the arguments that you hear coming from the right and the establishment is, oh, well, if just one of either Cruz or Rubio would get out, we can consolidate and we'll be able to pull ahead of him. The problem is Cruz's base is evangelicals. And evangelicals in Texas, if they defect, that's how Trump's going to win. And then that argument falls apart because that means Rubio's not winning evangelicals. He's just winning establishment types. This is a huge race in Texas. Trump is doing the right thing. It's almost counterintuitive, right? He's going after someone's strength, which is what appeals to a lot of voters. He's going to take him on head on, home territory, and if he comes out with a win, Cruz can pack it in. He's done.
Well, aside from Texas, Trump is leading in nearly all polls in all Super Tuesday states. But many polls still show him as one of the weaker candidates against Hillary Clinton. The pundits say, as Joe mentioned, all but one of the remaining GOP candidates has to drop out so that anti-Trump vote can consolidate. Ron, do you see that happening?
Well, look, it's starting to happen, and it's unclear whether or not it's too late. Look, it's absolutely correct. Like a bowling ball going down the lane, Trump is knocking everyone else to the side. And, you know, in a state like Texas, that's 155 delegates. If Ted Cruz can't hold that state, it looks like it might be game over for him. And Trump is leading in all these other states as well. You know, we're only 5 months away from the Republican convention. And if the anti-Trump vote is to consolidate, that means Kasich needs to drop out of the race yesterday to get some of those percentage points over to Marco Rubio.
We still have Ben Carson in there, too.
Yeah, but he's much more, those voters would likely go either to Cruz or maybe even to Trump. I don't see them going to Marco Rubio at this point, although he might be able to pick up a few.
All right. So regarding this consolidation, Senator Cruz recently weakened by many accusations of dirty tricks by his campaign. Rubio edged him out in Nevada. Joe, does Rubio have more momentum at this point?
Between the two of them, I guess so. But here's the thing. They're leaving states with participation trophies. There's no silver or bronzes here. He came out of South Carolina with absolutely 0 delegates. And that's a big problem. And here's the thing with Texas. Those delegates are divided up by congressional districts. So unless Rubio can pull out some wins in a state like that and win a congressional district, he's going to leave that state with very few delegates. The writing's on the wall. I appreciate Ron's optimism here, but Trump's numbers aren't going down, they're going up. Last week on your show, I said the number was 40 in Nevada, and he crushed 40.
Yeah.
He is now the presumptive nominee, and it is going to be very hard for anyone to assemble delegates to go to the convention to put up a fight against him. It's not going to happen. He is going to bull his way through these primaries. This thing's over by March because there's another big Tuesday on the 15th that's going to have a lot of states, right? A lot of delegates will be assigned. He's going to bull rush the delegates into the convention. No one's going to be able to stop him at the convention because his delegates are going to be loyal. This is going to be awesome to watch.
Ron, Joe mentioned South Carolina there, winner take all, but none of the states holding primaries and caucuses on March 1st are winner take all. So coming in second and even in third will still count, not just a participation trophy. Rubio and Cruz do have the opportunity to earn delegates proportionally in all of those Super Tuesday states. Ron, what about that? Is Super Tuesday important still for everyone, first, second, third?
Well, it's hugely important. It's important not only for the delegates, but it's also important for fundraising dollars. And if you are in the top two, hopefully not the top three, but the top two, that's really going to help your fundraising base. I mean, look, if you're Mitch McConnell or Paul Ryan, you can't necessarily imagine yourself standing on the stage at the Republican convention in July. And so I really think the anti-Trump vote is going to have to consolidate if they're going to take this guy on. But I think Joe's right. I think that the momentum is there. Trump is likely going to be the nominee at this point, unless something drastic happens like Kasich drops out of the race. But I think Kasich's just in it for the participation medal. I mean, he's just moving along. He's quoted today saying, I really don't know why I'm doing this anymore. I mean, he's just kind of in it to win it. Maybe go to Ohio and play there. But I think that hurts someone like Marco Rubio, who's getting all these endorsements and starting to show some traction. But it may be too late. We'll see.
We will see. All right, Joe, Ron, thank you both.
Thanks for having us.
And for complete coverage of the 2016 presidential race, go to foxnews.com. I'm Patty Ann Brown. Thanks for watching.